Hello, today is my 3rd year anniversary with my full knee reconstruction, and I celebrate my body for healing so beautifully. So I had a fully ripped ACL, MCL and torn meniscus. I also dislocated my patella. I was chasing adrenaline up on Whistler Mountain skiing and collided with someone and got injured. I didn't know I was injured, so I got up again and continued skiing, and that's when the worst of the injury happened. I thought I was invincible, and then realized actually I was quite a fragile woman. After all, I'm just human. This injury changed my life because I was relying on my body for work and leisure travels, and suddenly when I couldn't stand or walk anymore, all my dreams and plans were interrupted, and that was quite challenging to accept. My mind was still going a million miles an hour whilst my body couldn't keep up with all my desires to move and do things and adventure around. So that was extremely challenging to accept. I would wake up in the morning hoping it was just a nightmare, and then I realized it wasn't. It was true and real. It was extremely challenging. I was very distressed. I didn't know what to do. I had to look for the best orthopedic surgeon, and I didn't want to have metal in my body because lots of surgeries involve keeping a piece of metal in there. So I was quite scared. The beautiful side of this story is, in this moment of vulnerability, I received so much help. I connected to so many new people. I was hitchhiking around Salt Spring Island on my crutches, and people were giving me rides, getting out of their way to drive me to places I had to go. And that was really amazing to see the amount of help I received. I even got piggybacks to different places as I couldn't walk. People were carrying me to the shops, and I was being pushed around in trolleys to do groceries. It was quite entertaining and a new creative way of engaging with others. And I realized that in this moment of vulnerability, true connection comes through. Also, I had to fly back to Australia to get my surgery done. And I had a friend who offered me to stay with her during this time of surgery and a few weeks of recovery after the surgery before I could get on a plane and fly home. So that was really a beautiful moment of actually having my friend welcome me, and her baby was adorable. And yeah, she cooked food for me. She helped me in these moments where I was really, really low, and just receiving all this help and love was truly heartwarming. It was incredible. I never actually felt this much love and compassion from anyone in my life after being injured. Even on the train, people were sharing all the injuries with me, of their wrists, their shoulders, and sharing all their challenging experiences with physical injuries. I could write a book about people's injuries and how they overcame. By being injured myself, just created so many new connections, and that was really phenomenal. The funny thing is, after surgery, the little baby I was staying with was learning to walk at the same time as me, and it felt almost like we were racing to see who was going to get up on their legs first and walk around. We actually happened to get up at the same time and take our first steps at the same time, so that was really cute. I must admit that after surgery I was in incredible pain. I didn't know it was possible to feel this much pain at any moment in time. My heart was aching. What helped me through recovery was visualizing moments of peace I had in my life. So I created a video of all the highlights I had leading up to that injury. So I collated the best moments of my year leading up to the injury. That sort of boosted my psyche and stayed positive, and visualized getting back into that physical condition to be able to continue what I love doing, which is adventuring and chasing adrenaline. Eventually, this injury truly did change my life, because now I don't chase adrenaline anymore, I chase peace. Because whilst I was suffering and in pain, I realized that all I needed and wanted is that peace in my heart when nothing was aching. I had so much gratitude, and just focusing on peace was the best medicine. I would pray a lot, and I recalled a really powerful moment in my life when I was diving with the humpback whales in Exmouth in Australia, and this whale looked at me eye to eye, and that moment I had with that whale was such an intense, extreme, profound experience of peace. And that is unforgettable. That was so fulfilling, nourishing for my soul. And I thought back of that moment quite often to be able to get through the hardship. Eventually, I made it back to Indonesia a few weeks later, could get on the plane. And that's when the recuperation really happened, with healthy juices and drinks, and ate really, really healthy alkalizing foods. Cleaned up my diet completely. Well, I was always having a clean diet, yet I really cut out on all the anti-inflammatories and all the pain suppressants and morphine tablets. I cut them fully out and just replaced them with natural medicines. I had a massage therapist who came to apply those natural remedies on my knee to relieve all the pain and swelling and activate the healing. So that was really, really good. I would say it took me about 4 months to feel confident again in my knee. And then I went to Nusa Penida and traveled around there. Met some traveling buddies along the way, of which one of them was a physiotherapist, and that was so cool. I had a physiotherapist on a little bike gang. We're traveling around, walking down really steep steps, and I really overcame my own physical limits on that trip. So that was really enlivening again and encouraging me to see that I could do fun activities, which I was really scared I wasn't able to ever do again. So that brought a lot of hope back and faith back into my life. I then took another 5 months off work just to stay put and reposition myself on my path. I questioned the nature of my work. I decided I didn't want to be physically dependent on my body to get an income, because if anything goes wrong, well, then goes the income and the revenues as well. So I changed my career. I studied anatomy because I fell in love with anatomy and how the body works, and studied massage therapy, aromatherapy, Balinese massage, reflexology, so I could be of more help to people who also suffer and have pain in their body, and help them relieve that pain. From there, after that course, I then actually just wanted to prove to myself that I was still able to follow through with my original plan of being a tour guide in Canada. So I flew back to Canada a year after my surgery to be a tour guide in the Rocky Mountains, and I must say that was probably the best decision I could have made, because it boosted my self-confidence and self-esteem again, that I was able to really use my body again for work in that sense, while I was transitioning from one career to the next. And after my first tour of leading people up the mountain and down the river, I found my full mobility again. I could actually sit in a squat, and in that moment where I could sit in a squat, I had tears of joy come to my eyes. I was so relieved and grateful and happy. It felt like all this was over, and I realized that by building up that muscle in my quadricep and in my thighs, I found full mobility of my knee again. So I highly recommend working on your muscles and doing exercises, pushing yourself. Even if you feel like 30% of pain whilst you exercise, push through it, do it, build that muscle up again, because that's what's going to help you find the mobility and stability in your knee again. So after my summer season of tour guiding, I actually went and practiced massage therapy, and found that I really loved those healing experiences, sharing those moments with people. And in that practice, a lot of people opened their hearts up to me because they felt real relief in having those loving, kind touch from massages, and asked me for coaching and guidance in their own personal lives. And so I decided to pursue my career as a therapist. So I studied the mind and specialized in rapid transformational therapy, working with the subconscious mind to align the conscious and subconscious so people can achieve what they want in life. So today I can say that this knee injury was actually a gift. I couldn't see it whilst I was suffering and in pain. However, 3 years after this injury, I can say it was actually a positive event in my life. It changed my focus from chasing adrenaline to finding peace. It also changed my career from being an outdoorsy adventure seeker or whatever else I was doing, just physically or whatsoever, to actually helping people through therapy work, massages. And I would highly recommend taking this time to reflect, contemplate your life choices, and deciding what is it that this injury is showing you, teaching you. What is it? What is in there for you? Go travel within yourself to see what it's showing you, teaching you. Truly it is. I always feel like hardship in someone's life can be used and turned into something beautiful. And so my challenge to you, on top of all the other challenges you're facing right now with your injury, is how can you make something beautiful out of this injury that you're in right now? Yes, that's it. So yeah, please do let me know if you have any questions. I know it's extremely scary to have a knee busted. It was the scariest thing for me as well. Yeah, I didn't know if I could ever get back to normal. I wouldn't say I'm back to normal because my meniscus is still torn, but I'm at least at 90% back. I don't do the same sports anymore. However, today I just finished a yoga class, so I can do certain exercises. I have cut out other activities. I avoid jogging or using my knees too much. I'm very careful with climbing or surfing or anything that can really put too much pressure on those joints, just because I'm scared, to be honest. I'm sure I could. A lot of football players go back to playing football after a knee reconstruction. However, I am just careful because I wouldn't want to risk hurting myself again. I can't afford it either, and I just don't want to. Yeah. So yeah, here I celebrate my 30th anniversary, and I would like to show you my beautiful knee and how it looks. So as you can see, this is the knee that was injured. I have a little smiley face here from the injury, but there's no scars. It looks really good. It looks like my other knee. See, I'm actually back to having strong legs, back to feeling straight again, and I can actually bend fully. Yeah, so if I can do it, you can do it. Just believe in yourself, stay positive, and ask yourself the question, what is this teaching you? How can you make the most of this time in recovery? If you would like to talk to me, just give me a call, send me a message, and we can talk. And I can guide you on and coach you on how you can make the most of this time for yourself and make something beautiful of this experience. Like a lotus flower growing out of a swamp, make something beautiful of this challenging time in your life. Well, wishing you all the best wherever you are in the world, sending you warm hugs and lots of love, and see ya!